Hello, beautiful friends. It's Erika. I felt really called today to come on and do this video as a reminder to all you beautiful souls, all of you beautiful light workers, star seeds, people on mission, people here trying to stay strong and all of that good stuff. I'm here as a reminder about the importance of boundaries and being especially discerning with where your energy is going, either intentionally or unintentionally. So when things are escalated, as they are now in the collective, right? We are experiencing many shadow energies interplaying. It's a very challenged time, even though we know we're going to a good place. Our day-to-day lives can be freaking hard. The interactions we have with people, the lower density vibrations that are surfacing all over the place. And the more work you've done on yourself, the bigger the discrepancy in the energy is from that lower vibration. So you may find yourselves in a situation where you cannot tolerate things you used to be able to tolerate. Circumstances, situations, people, friend groups, whatever it is. But it is especially important now to be very discerning with where we put our energy and where our energy is going. So this is easy to do, or easier to do, when it comes to acquaintances, events, things like that. But when it comes to relationships, especially those that we feel a sense of obligation to or a sense of loyalty to, this is where that practice becomes very tricky, right? We may feel obligated to keep a certain person in our life or to keep seeing a certain person in our life for whatever reason. Maybe you've been friends with them since kindergarten. Maybe they helped you through a very difficult time in your life when you had a different relationship than you have now, but now it's not the same. Maybe they're a family member and you feel a sense of obligation to keep that door open to them, to put up with more than you normally would put up with, simply because of that sense of either loyalty or obligation. Yet I'm here to ask you to give yourself permission to still put up boundaries even with those people. Now, I know that's not easy. I know that that's difficult. I can hear things that you're saying in your head like, oh, I don't know, that would be kind of mean. I feel bad. They're a good person. They're trying really hard, or they don't know how draining they are. But I am here to tell you, if you are being drained energetically when you are around someone or a certain situation, and you are choosing to tolerate it because you feel that sense of responsibility in some way, I'm here to tell you that your strength is not in tolerating it. You are not developing spiritual strength by tolerating things that pull you down vibrationally. Your strength is in choosing not to. You strengthen when you choose not to do this. Because think of your vessel, your physical vessel, your light field, as exactly that. It's got a certain brightness, right? Your light is a certain amount of bright. Yet when you consciously go into situations that pull your energy down, that light dims. There's less of it to shine. Yet when you put boundaries up in certain situations, that light doesn't leak out. It doesn't get drained. That light fortifies, that light strengthens, that light brightens. And in essence, you are strengthening by putting up this boundary. Now, I know this is not easy for people to do a lot of the time, especially with those people that they do feel some sense of loyalty to or obligation to. There are people in my life I know that I love dearly, yet I have over time had to pull my energy back from those relationships, not because I don't care about them, not because I don't love them, but because when I'm around them, my energy drains for whatever reason. Sometimes it's just their vibration, and you can be as strong as you can be, but you get around a negative vibration, it can drain you, right? Or they're just taking, and I'm not getting a reciprocal value or energy exchange from the relationship. You know, those people that just want to take from you. You can care about them and love them from a distance. You can communicate, but be discerning. It's okay to do this. It is okay, guys, and I never used to do this. It is okay to unfriend somebody on social media. You know, they're those people that never like anything that you do, or support you when you post something exciting that you do as a win in your profession or your career, or something good happens in your life, or you post something funny. Like, they never comment on that stuff. They only comment and come out of the woodwork to argue with you about something you post, tell you why you're wrong. We all have those people, right? A good strategy for that, by the way, is you can unfollow people, for example, on Facebook, which I took like a 2-year hiatus from that platform. But you can unfollow them so that you're not unfriending, but then you just don't see their posts in your feed. I've done that to many people simply because they're constantly posting lower density posts that just bring my energy down. So I've filtered through, which is awesome. But there are times you might need to actually unfriend somebody, for example, on Facebook, or unfollow them on Instagram, or whatever it is, because they can come onto it's one thing if they're doing it on theirs, right? But when they're coming into your space, on your feed, on your posts, and they're spreading their draining energy, you might have to do that. And part of why a lot of people don't do this is they're afraid of the reaction. They're afraid of what it's going to do to the other person. They're afraid that it might hurt their feelings, or they're afraid that maybe they will get mad at them. But I will tell you that the moment that you honor yourself and your energy above all else, that is when you are fully strengthening in your light. Because you are not choosing to do something that you know drains you. It's one thing if you do it before you're awakened and you're unconscious and you don't even know it. But when you know that this person drains you, and you end up feeling lower light, like can't word right now. When you start to feel lower, more tired, more heavy, when you leave that interaction, that's especially important for you to put up a boundary of some sort. You can do this in a very loving and kind way, through your words or just through your actions, and each situation is different. Okay? And when things are really good and balanced in our lives, we have more tolerance for stuff like that. But when we are under pressure and under intense energies like we are right now, it becomes even more important to preserve our energy, to preserve our light. And what if, in doing so, that actually gifts the other person with an opportunity to reflect on self? Would that make that easier for you to do? Because essentially that is what you are doing. You are gifting them a chance to reflect on their behavior, to reflect on maybe possibly what's going on. And again, you might actually communicate the reasons why you're putting up the boundary. And each situation is going to be different, because sometimes that might be too painful for the person. You have to use your discernment. But there are ways that you can honor a boundary in your own energy without hurting the other person, right? Without hurting their feelings. So I'm certainly not advocating at all doing something that you think is going to hurt somebody. I mean, you are not doing this to hurt them. You're not doing this to make them angry. You are doing this for the best and highest reason of all, which is what you are responsible for, which is your frequency, your light, your energy. And irregardless of whether the other person may not like it, that is when you know you have reached a level of self-honoring. And I'll tell you, it's a very hard thing to do. I know. I trust me, I have worked through this in my own life for years. And there are times where it's still hard, even when I do this. There's that part of me that's like, oh, I feel bad, or I just don't like, especially when they're super, like, they're nice, they're trying, they're good people. I love them dearly, but I still have to remember my priority, which should be everyone's priority, is in preserving their light, preserving their frequency, preserving their field, especially when we're under a lot of stress and pressure as we are now. So if this is something that you would love some more support in, please do check out my Lightworker playlist here on the channel, because I have a lot of videos there to help support people through, this soul growth journey. And we are shifting into a beautiful new place, but it's going to be hard along the way, right? This 3D world that we're all living in is not easy. And so we are needed desperately to stay in our light. If you think about it, like, the world needs as much light as possible right now. I will do my part in the collective to maintain my light and not be drugged down into fear or anger or frustration, or even just drugged down in any way. It is imperative that light workers and beautiful souls that are here stay strong for the collective, because your light does impact those that are having a hard time. Even if you might not be in communication, your light is helping. Your light is helping them ascend. Your light is helping them enlighten the shadows around so that they can be cleared and moved through. So I hope that helps to support you guys. And I send you so much love. Until next time. Bye.